So this is my least favorite films of 2024, and I have to go in number 10. If you want to rewind all the way back to near the very beginning of the year, there was a little film called Night Swim. Night Swim is just the epitome of horror, has the horror genre run out of ideas? Because Night Swim is, I kid you not, about a swimming pool that eats people. It's a swimming pool that if you go in it, it will eat you and kill you. And and the whole way through the film, you're just like, don't go in the pool. Then the film can end after 1 minute of this film. Don't go in the pool. But they've just got to contrive endless reasons of why people have to keep the same family. It's not like it's a new person and a new person. It's the same family that keep getting into this evil pool that's eating them. Oh, you just want to go, wow, they're stretching here when it comes to ideas. So that's my number 10. And it just gets worse from here, guys. And number 9 was The Crow, the remake. I I've seen the first, the original, and I remember it being really good. My friend is like one of his favorite films of all time, but this remake was just the paint by numbers action nothingness that you'd sort of expect from like the mid noughties, maybe. Like it didn't really feel like it belonged in 2024. I have to say, this film just felt weird. Didn't it wasn't interesting. The action wasn't that good, and all in all, I was like, I'll never want to see this film again. It might have even made me never want to watch the original again. That's how bad it was. That was my number 9, The Crow. Number 8, we got Ordinary Angels. I don't know if you guys saw this one. I've got my review of this one out there. It's one of those Christian sort of ish films. And it's just not good. I stated out my reasons why I don't even think this is very Christian at all, because it's about a girl who's needs doctors and hospital appointments in the US, but that costs it's so expensive. But this the dad whose wife has recently died is in debt already with his wife's bills, and they're all dying of natural causes. And so in the end, I'm just like, didn't God do all this? Didn't God ruin your lives? Like, why are you praying to God? And why is sort of the idea of faith and stuff the hero in this film, when to me it's the very thing that it started all of it, I presume God invented cancer when he was just sort of thinking of things to put in this world. He was like, I know. I know what I should give to these people. Cancer. So yeah, not good at all. Didn't enjoy it. Number 7, Anyone But You. It's a shame that that's my number 7, because it's at the moment, one of my highest viewed reviews. Obviously super popular. Got the two sort of now, sort of the it people of now, with with these two very beautiful couple, and it's just the acting is so bad. I remember when rom-coms used to be wonderful. Do you remember 10 Things I Hate About You? Like that rom-com was so good. And even if you want to do sort of slightly raunchier rom-coms, things like Wedding Crashers, I was loving that. But these days, sometimes I see rom-coms and I'm like, this is really stale. The idea of rom-coms at the moment, they need to bring it back. Like I thought when we had, I don't know, 500 Days of Summer, I thought, okay, we're going into a new era of rom-com. But no, we're back in this sort of weird, very badly acted style of rom-coms that I'm just not enjoying at the moment. They need to buck their ideas up. Number 6, I've got the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong film, Trap. A lot of people love this film. This is in some people's top 10s that I've seen this year so far. But for me, it was god awful. It was Exposition City. It was, hey, let me tell you exactly how to do this thing for no reason whatsoever. And the guy's like, that's exactly the information I needed. Thank you. And then he was like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, humans don't talk in this way at all. When I watch it, I'm like, ugh, show, don't tell, please. Show, don't tell, show, don't tell, show, don't tell. Rule one. So I'm sorry. I know lots of people really liked it. I guess the cinematography was good at some moments, but for me, I couldn't stand it. I was just like, that's silly. Silly film. At number 5, oh, these films are so bad. These films are bad, man. Borderlands. Do I need to say more? That film was just actual crap. Apart from Bobby Lee, I love Bobby Lee, so he can do no wrong. That was number 5, Borderlands. Number 4, we got Madam Web. It gets worse than Borderlands, guys. It goes to Madam Web, and this is only number 4. Like, how bad can movies get, right? Number 4, Madam Web. That film, that whole universe, does not need to exist. It's a Spider-Man universe where Spider-Man doesn't exist, and it's just pointless. It's just these stories are not worth my time watching. And I'm really sorry for anyone who loves it. I know it's all subjective, but it was just bad. And then it gets worse with my number 3, which is Kraven the Hunter. Jeez, the same universe as Madam Web. I guess they belong in the same universe because this is just a universe of shit films. So don't watch Kraven the Hunter. Number 2, there was a so-called horror film called The Watched. And it was silly. It was a very, very silly film. It was about being in this woods, and every night you're stuck in this sort of glass house, and all these sort of fairies watch you. And they're kind of evil. And the film is okay up until a point, and you're like, I feel like the film should end here. But it just keeps going. And you're like, we've passed the main story. The story's finished. We've left the woods even. We're somewhere else now. Why is this film still going on? You're looking around the cinema like, is this a joke? Are they just going to keep going until we leave? Like, the film ended, the story ended like an hour ago. And we're still watching this film. There's no more story to tell. Like, what? How did this deserve to be like a half an hour episode of TV, basically? And it goes on for like an hour and a half. You got a whole other, like, this end is ridiculous. I can't explain how ridiculous the ending of this film is. And I say ending, I mean the majority of this film. Because the story finishes. Anyway, don't watch The Watched. And then, number 1, the worst film of the year is, of course, you've probably guessed it, Megalopolis. Just self-important, boring crap. You sit down and you think, what the fuck was the creator of this movie thinking? Why are they talking in a weird sort of Shakespearean language? Why is every actor seemingly in a completely different film? Like, Shia LaBeouf is in some insane sort of wacky, crazy film, and then you've got Adam Driver, who's this really sort of introspective, nuanced film, and you're just like, was there no cohesion at all? Like, everything is mismatched in this film, and you're like, you get like a neck ache from going, what? I feel so mismatched. It's just atrocious, guys. I'm so sorry I had to list off my worst films. I don't want this channel to be about things that I don't like. I don't want this channel to be about things I hate, but I feel it's my duty to steer you away from those films, please. Unless you're a sadomasochist. Watch them if you like feeling bad. Next week, I'll do my top 10 movies of 2024. But it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. New Year's Eve is just around the corner, so Happy New Year. get drunk, have some tequila, have some whiskey, wine, and some vodka if you so choose.